What's up, y'all? Welcome to this episode of the Microtransaction. I'm your host. Oh, Microtransaction in review. In review. I'm your host, Chris, who my co-host of this side. I want to say over here,
Yep.
Liquid Tales himself. Liquid, how are you doing this morning, afternoon, night? How you doing?
I'm well. Let's see here. How's today going? Let's see. I went to Outback Steakhouse today. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Got some chicken. I went to the steakhouse to get some grilled chicken. You know how it is. But
yeah.
yeah, I was just in the mood for some grilled chicken. Like, let me get some grilled chicken. It was nice. You know what I'm saying? I had some sautéed mushrooms on there with some cheese and some. It was what, Colby Jack, Monterey Jack, cheddar cheese, and a
Monterey.
there's like a little side of honey mustard as well. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was very different. Oh, and bacon as well on top of it. It was very different, very American. I'm convinced that's not Australian at all. Like, there's no way. But but other than that, I'm well. How about yourself?
I am having a spectacular day. Your boy has been playing video games all day, and he may have procured something today.
Yeah, can you
It's
show us what it is? Yeah, break it out. Don't keep us waiting.
oh,
Bam!
bro, I got the Nintendo Switch. I've been wanting it. The OLED. I was like, oh, because part of the reason why I didn't buy it before was because I was just like, the next, they're gonna have the Pro. I'll get that. Da da da. We saw the OLED, not impressed, so I just kicked it old school,
Yeah, why
baby.
not? Why not? The OLED's not really gonna get you much anyways. Besides, just a bigger screen if you're playing portably. Um, I mean, you're not really missing much. At least I don't feel you are.
And now we're reviewing Cris Tales, by the way, but it just into a day one review of the Nintendo Switch. I played it in handheld. I played it in handheld. I played it in tabletop. I just did all the
All
things
the modes,
just to
baby.
try
All the
it.
modes.
Yeah. And when I played it in handheld, I'm never like, you know what? I would really like a bigger screen. Doesn't that never crossed my mind?
Yeah, the screen's fine.
So,
Like, dude,
yeah.
Let me ask you a quick question. Just, and I'm sure we'll get into the review real quick, but like, do you ever find yourself just watching, like, let's say you're at, it's the middle of the night, you want to catch up on some shows, maybe watch Falcon Winter Soldier or whatever the case may be. Do you watch it on your phone or do you watch it on TV?
I put it on TV.
See, I would love to do that. Here's the problem that I run into is that and it's not just Falcon Winter Soldier. It's all kinds of shit. Everything on Netflix, everything on Disney Plus. Whenever I hear they're talking, it sounds so low. It sounds like they're whispering, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta raise it up. Then the next scene is a fucking car explosion, and I'm watching this shit at like 1 or 2 in the morning. Ani's sleeping, and I'm
Hmm.
just like, what am I supposed to do? So yeah, that
You're
shit.
out here trying to you're out here trying to respect the space of your significant
Right.
other, and it sounds like she woke up, she hears a voice. You're like, yo, I've never seen the episode. I didn't know what was gonna happen next. But she looks at you like, what did you do?
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's 100% my fault. So yeah, so oftentimes I'm watching the shows on my phone with some headphones on. Like, I'm just like, and don't get me wrong, I've got good headphones. You know what I'm saying? Some good earbuds. So it gives me that good bass, good surround sound as well. So it's just like, the screen might be a little small, but if I put it right up to my face, it's like I'm in a theater. You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
yeah, I think I watched Falcon Winter Soldier at least 5 of the 6 episodes on my phone.
Yeah. I watch all of Invincible on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I had Amazon Prime, but only through the app on my phone. And
Uh,
the whole rigmarole, because it's not actually mine. I'm not paying for Amazon Prime. Come on, Jeff Bezos,
Fuck you,
sucker.
Jeff Bezos.
Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it. Anyway,
Oh,
all right, guys, let's get into the meat and potatoes of why you're all here. Okay, you got to hear Liquid's chicken story. You got to
yeah.
hear me and my Switch
Oh,
adventures.
yeah.
Let's talk about Cris Tales. Liquid, what are your thoughts about Cris Tales? Woo!
Oh, I like that little DuckTales reference. Okay. Um, I like it. I didn't love it. Okay, and I'll go into some of the details as far as some things that I feel like are just holding it back. I think it's very cute. The art style. Let me start with a good positive. The art style. I love the art style. It looks good. It almost looks like I'd almost say like the South Park in a way. It looks like there's like paper, like like you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, like different two-dimensional objects, but they give it depth. So that was, that's kind of cool. The colors are very bright, very vibrant. It just really stands out. I really like the art style a lot, and I'm a sucker for really good art style. Or just an art style that stands out. Same reason why I like Octopath Traveler, stuff like that. I think Breath of the Wild is cool. Like I think cell shading is also just really nice. Just when those colors really pop every once in a while, they're just awesome. I don't want to play every game in that way, but when they do come out, especially in different types of genres of gaming, I really like just getting a hold of it, playing that. That's I usually find it pretty entertaining. Other than that, the fighting, I like the fighting. I don't think there's really let me. It feels very basic. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Who knows? Maybe I didn't play enough. I played about 5 to 6 hours. I want to say. Granted, I guess it's not really a true 5 to 6 hours because I had to restart. Because that was another thing. I think there's an wait no there's no autosave at all, right? If I'm not mistaken, they give you options to save when you hit like a certain like checkpoint. I think like a certain like maybe like an end of a chapter. You can save then, or you could save in the overworld, open world, whatever you want to call it.
They also have
Go ahead.
also have like little plots in certain parts, like save points,
Oh,
and you
okay.
can save it.
I didn't even notice that. But so yeah, so my first game I played about 2 hours, I want to say, and then had to start over because it didn't save. So started over. The like I said, the fighting it feels very. It just doesn't do anything different for me, I guess is what it is. I liked it in the beginning because like you get to hit and then you press the action button again and then you could hit again. Give me little Legend of Dragoon vibes. I know, yeah,
Yes,
we had to bring
hell
that
yeah,
up. Yeah.
dude.
So like that was cool, but that's kind of all it did in my opinion. Like I didn't really feel like it did anything too much different. Um, one of the positives here, I love the characters. I think the story's really good. I love the frog Matthias, I believe his name is. He feels like more of like a Jiminy Cricket type of character. So I do like the characters. I think they're really cool. Um, Another thing I didn't like would be there's a lot of screen tearing. I know it happened on PC a lot. I know you were playing it on the console. It seemed like it wasn't as bad on console. But on PC it was really bad. Like it was like cringy bad. So that was, it is what it is. I was still playing it, you know what I'm saying, still having a good time. Then they introduced the timing mechanic as far as you get your past, your present, your future. Now that I really liked. I thought that was awesome. You could it's like a little cone, and you'll see. I'm sure you'll see it on the screen here. I have some gameplay going. But there's like a little triangle, I guess, in the middle of the screen that separates the past, present, and future, and you can see how things look, even characters, buildings, stuff like that, for how they look compared to the past, the present, and the future. Maybe they might be run down, shit like that. So, but again, that I thought that was a nice touch there. Trying to think of anything else. That's really the thing that stood out for me the most, that I really
Mhm.
liked and or disliked about the game. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. All I
Yeah,
have.
yeah, like so I echo a lot of the same sentiments on certain things that you're talking about. I want to start off with the gameplay.
Hmm?
I'm going to start negative, go positive. Gameplay, honestly, is the weakest part of the game,
Yeah, I'd agree.
and it's sad because it gives you a promise at the beginning at your first main boss fight. It it makes you think it's going to be more than it actually is, and then it just kind of like stays samey. The bosses get reskinned, like there'll be like slimes or something along those lines, and then it's just like now it's poison because it's purple, and it's blue because it's water, and then it's just very like samesies, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh no, and it was very disheartening because like to echo what Liquid's saying is like you think you're gonna get double slashes. I'm like, oh, am I gonna get new moves? Am I gonna do this? Like they have a mechanic where you wet a shield, you flash forward it in time, and then it rushes it, thus making the person's defense weaker. And you're like, oh, okay, and you think you're gonna get. I'm like, oh, because it gave me the promise of thinking that something like that was going to happen more. It was going to get crazier. We're going to throw some mad combinations.
right.
And I can at least say for the first 6 or 7 hours, that really wasn't happening. And then it becomes I felt like the battle. you were not fighting so much the enemies, it was a battle of nutrition where you're like, I need health packs. Where is health? And then you're
Mm.
just grinding until you start getting heals. Your main character gets heals and you're like, thank God. And then your other character gets and you're like, okay, cool. And now you have to, but now you have to deal with mana the whole time, and they're like, if you want to level up, because the game roughly is 20 hours and 30 hours for completion, is that's what I looked up.
Oh.
And it does get, it's an RPG, so it's gonna get a little grindy, and you want to do it, but you're not really fighting the enemy. You're fighting numbers, mana,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's very disappointing, and it sucks because everything else about this game is so beautiful. It's like a storyboard. It's like it's basically like a child's picture book.
Yeah.
It's just the way it feels, and I loved it so much. I'm like, because the voice acting is very technically corny, but with the visuals goes along so well, and I loved it. Like I was like every time it hit the shortcomings, like the gameplay, then it just the rest of the game pulled me forward, and made me think about what was going on. And time mages, sometimes it's just some leaps too. Like
Mhm.
everyone's like, time mages, sure, this okay. And the thing is, things aren't just you kind of roll with it, and you don't really question it. You're like, okay, I guess. And everyone's like, oh, you're a time mage, what's up? Like, I'm like, yo, these people can go through time.
Yeah.
Like,
Like it's no big deal. Like everybody's making like it's no big deal. Yeah, I feel you.
yeah. And but it's cool, the world building in this thing. I liked it. Like there's times where they talk about like certain materials and like trying to build the science, and it's this thing of like it's like this steampunk kind of like style, but like I said, like a child's book,
Right.
or it's just this like where magic meets technology on a certain thing you're at, and like the characters. And by the way, the character animation
Mhm.
is there are no ugly people that live in this game's universe. Everyone is a dime piece. All
Right.
right, like. Besides the kids that you play as, all the extra characters are supermodels, and they come in and they have dialogue, and they'll be
Mhm.
like, I don't know if you've ever played like a dating sim, but they'll come in with that text bubble. They're like stand like have one pose and like,
Right.
oh
Right.
yes, da, 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 da. No matter what the conversation is. But like the world is so stylistic, you just kind of roll with it, and it's not jarring. It makes sense in the world that we're in.
Yeah. It really does. And now, one thing I wanted to mention, I love the storybook, like the pop-up storybook kind of.
Um,
What am I thinking of? What's the word?
Prince.
Yeah, reference. I think it's perfect. And then I love the fact that pretty much almost every conversation is voiced. There's
Mm.
barely any reading, and I feel like a lot of RPGs like should have that nowadays. So I thought that was awesome. I love that extra sense of just little details. So that part I did like a lot too.
And it is a studio in like South America who made this game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's really rad. And what else? I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, and another thing that I really enjoyed about it is when you're running through the world, you can see people. It's cut like in a triangle, where in front of you, you can see like 10 years in front of you. In the triangle, you see like present, and in the past, you see like years behind you, I guess.
Right.
Um, and you can like it tells you a visual story. When you see someone, basically, when you're crossing the screen, you can see someone's life.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm like this is cool, and I never got tired of it. And you get to see when like, and it's so sad because you see like an older person you walk through, and they're like, oh, they're not there anymore, they're dead, died in
Yeah.
like 10 years, like, and then you're like, maybe they're standing somewhere else.
No, I don't think that
Nah,
happens in this
fam,
game.
they're not, no.
Yeah.
So stuff like that I thought was really awesome, and it's heavy handed. It's part of the charm. Like it makes sense in the world that these people are building,
Hmm.
and every negative I want to give it because every time I'm like, then something else happens. Like, okay, I got you, fam. I'm
Yeah,
here with you. I
you know,
like it. I
yeah.
dig it.
For every negative, there was also a positive. It was kind of balanced at least. You know what I'm saying? I would say that the biggest negative, in my opinion, was that screen tearing. That's the one thing I didn't like the most. Like the fighting style was annoying, but the screen tearing was really bothering me. Like I said, I got
I
through
would,
it, but it just wasn't. It was ruining the that storybook look, that popping, just picture, you know?
Mhm. It only really happened to me the beginning city.
Hmm.
I really didn't notice it anywhere else because
Oh,
once you brought it up to me while I was streaming on twitch.tv/the microtransaction, um, like I was like looking around for it more, and I'm like, I really don't see anything, dude. And I
right.
was just like, I was like, okay, so it might have been in this area because maybe they try to like maybe it was just too much. And I play on the Xbox Series S. Liquid plays on PC. We're not playing it on Switch where it initially came out when, so it's not like it's a hardware issue. It's just game, unfortunately.
Right.
Like I said, you have like the combat is weak. The screen tears at the very beginning, at least for me. Did you have any screen tear issues later on in the game?
Well, I like had it in the overworld as well. So yeah, it looks like it
Mhm.
wasn't going away from. So yeah,
I didn't notice it in the overworld either.
gotcha. Like I would notice it specifically, especially when passing like trees and stuff like that.
So Liquid,
Yes.
this game, are you
Yes.
gonna give it a yay or nay?
So, like I said it before, I did like it. I didn't love it. Even with the screen tearing that I went through, I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it a yay. But I don't recommend playing it on PC. I would wait for if there's a possible patch to fix the screen tear. I would prefer people to play it more on console because it seems like you're gonna get a better visual experience from that screen tearing compared to PC. So I just recommend play it on console if you are gonna play it, or if you're gonna play it on PC, at least give it some time. Maybe hopefully some patches come out from the studio so you can see that screen tearing fix up a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna give it a yay. Everything that we said previously to it, I enjoyed it. I liked it. Is it perfect? No. Is it by far the worst game you're gonna play? Not at all. We reviewed way worse games than this,
Yeah.
and this game was honestly enjoyable the whole time. It did have its problems, but we're gamers. We not everything's perfect.
Right.
Yeah, I'm playing the game. There's some games because of the internet shortage that happened last weekend you can't even turn on. You know what I'm saying? So you know, just it's a good time. I give it a yay, and just it's a good time. I have nothing more to add. Well, I think that wraps up everything. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share down below, write a comments. What do you think of Cris Tales? Will you give Cris Tales a tag? Have you been too busy playing Death's Door to even get to Cris Tales? I don't even know. It's
Oh.
been crazy. But the next game we're gonna play, it's gonna have some surprises for you. But the game is gonna be the same. It comes out on Thursday. And it's gonna be a good time. So if you haven't already on Game Pass, you can already pre-download it. Come join us. Tell us what you think, because I think it's gonna be a good time.
Right, I agree. The Ascent, there's it looks like it's really big on co-op as well. Local and online seems to be a thing with crossplay in there as well. So yeah, like Chris said, it comes out at the time of this show being going live tomorrow. Um,
Oh,
yeah, so that's going to be ready for you. So yeah, hop right in, and it seems like a little twin stick action going on. But yeah, it looks fun. That's really it.
guys, this has been the review of Cris Tales and Liquid. Tell the kids how to feel.
Love each other, take care, and of course, be cool.